Poor people are bad at making money and keeping money. 10 things poor people don't know about making money. Number 1, you can pay little to no tax by creating a business. Businesses do not pay taxes on income. They pay taxes on what's left after you subtract expenses, money they are able to generate. If you spend the money the business generated on goods and services that benefit the business, you will not pay any taxes at all. The more business expenses you have, the less amount of money is left to be taxed. That's why people spend millions on a private jet. It's a business expense because it allows you to meet with clients. The private jet is a deductible, so is the jet fuel, meals with clients in restaurants, traveling for work, and so on. This is a fundamental difference between businesses and individuals. To illustrate it in the simplest way possible, here is this. Business makes money, spends money, taxed on what's left. Individual works for money, gets bent over and taxed, and then spend what's left over. Another way to see this in your mind. Let's say you want a brand new iPhone that's the highest level Apple sells, which is 1K plus. If you had a business, you could simply buy it with before tax money, aka money the business made. Example, business paid $100,000. You, the business, spends $1,000 on an iPhone. Then you get taxed on $98K-ish because we said $1,000 plus. If you had no business, you earn $100K. Then you get taxed, which of course varies by state, but let's just say California as an example, overall tax that you're probably going to have to spend is like 50% of your money. So like every dollar you earn, you actually only get to keep about 50 cents. So then you buy an iPhone with that leftover money out of that 50,000, right? Now this may not seem like a big deal, but think about it in this way, right? Like I said, for the whole this thing. If your business made $100,000, but you spend $50K on tools, tech, etc. for the business, you can write it off, then only get taxed on the $50,000 left over, saving you massive amounts of money in terms of wasted money by giving it to the government while still getting items that you want. Whereas you wouldn't even have that money left over to actually be able to buy that stuff if you're an individual making the $100,000 compared to a business. Number 2, making money is more about problem solving, not working harder. The only way poor people know to make money is to work for it. Exchange time and effort and someone else pays you for it. The value comes from your ability to create a chain of systems that transform input into money. Here's what we mean by that in a simple way. Poor people earn money by working at the counter in McDonald's. The owner of the McDonald's is paying you by the hour. In this case, you're just a piece of the puzzle. The McDonald's owner has the following pieces. Number 1, identify the product or service, in our case, food. It's a good that gets exchanged for money at the end of the chain. Now let's see what happens before the sale of the food. 2, you have the counter where the food gets sold at, but the food doesn't sell itself, so you have to bring in someone. 3, the person who's selling the food. Now that you think about it, this person needs to receive the ingredients. In our case, all food ingredients, salt, pepper, condiments, utensils, oil, etc., ice, everything. Sugar, packs for all the different sodas. Number 4, transport of the ingredients to the store, as well as the actual ingredients that need to be purchased from what is called a supplier. To put the process in business terms, you have the supplier, then the distribution, the processing, the sales, and then the consumer. See how the food seller is only a piece of the puzzle, while the owner needs to think about all these elements. Number 3, make money while you're sleeping or you won't be rich. There's a limited amount of time in the day. You must have income coming in that does not require you to actively work to make it. Even if you traded all of them, you'd still hit an earnings wall. Your ability to generate income should not be tied to you. Unless you take back control of your time, you will always be poor. 8 hours of your day you sleep. 8 hours you spend at work. 2 hours get wasted in traffic going to and back from work, and you've left with 6 hours in a day to eat, do chores, invest in yourself, figure out who you are, date, and have a romantic life. There's not enough time for all of them, so what do people do? They sacrifice some of these without realizing that these are actually the things that make life worth living. Number 4. It takes the same effort to make $20,000 and $1 million. If you're earning $2,000 a month selling insurance subscriptions over the phone, you can earn over $30,000 a month by selling cars or real estate. The process is quite similar, but the reward is greater. Pushing this example further, that same person can earn over $100,000 a month by selling stocks on Wall Street. The sales process is the same, but your focus isn't right. Number 5, ideas are worthless without execution. Any idea, no matter how great, is worthless unless it makes money. Your ability to execute is multiplied by the quality of your idea, which means take any mediocre idea and simply execute better on it. That's how you win. Number 6, focus on increasing income. Poor people cut coupons. They spend hours figuring out ways how to save a couple of pennies. You know another of our favorite sayings? A penny saved isn't a penny earned, it's just a penny. It doesn't matter if you're worth $1,000 an hour or $10. Why are you wasting 2 hours of your life driving to 3 different supermarkets just to save $10 on some bleach? The return on your time is whack. If you're earning $10 an hour and you have time to go to 3 supermarkets, you've got time to learn coding here on YouTube and find a different job that pays 3 times that amount. Instead of wasting time cutting costs, invest the time into becoming more valuable. Why? Because there's always a limit to how much you can cut costs, but there's never a limit on how much you can earn. Number 7, $1,000 in passive income is worth more than $10,000 in active income. Now, how can $10,000 be worth less than $1,000? Here's why. The $10,000 is dependent on you being able to show up, to perform, to secure clients, etc., while the $1,000 isn't. The $1,000 will come in no matter what you do. What happens if you get hit by a car or get sick and your ability to perform goes away? Passive income also frees up your life. Ready to have your mind blown? $40,000 per year in passive income is worth more than a $200,000 per year job. A $200,000 per year job will require your time, effort, and attention at least 5 days a week. You know you would be working weekends as well in one form or another. It also changes you to a desk, to a location, to a country, to an office. For $200,000, you will be stressed the hell out and have to put up with a bad boss. With $40,000 per year, you could live almost anywhere in the world and have 100% of the time to yourself. Want to learn to sing? Sure. Want to stream yourself playing games? More power to you. Maybe write that book you've been planning to, or spend as much time as you want with your kids. 8. The majority of your money should be going to investing. You cannot escape the rat race if you're saving 5 or 10%. You just can't. You might be able to have enough funds to overcome a hurdle, but that's not enough to buy yourself freedom. This is freedom money. This money buys real estate, buys stocks, goes toward other business investments. The truth is, poor people have no way of saving this much of their income because their income barely covers their basic needs. The problem is, they completely disregard everything else we mentioned earlier in this list. The moment you begin to increase your income, don't act stupid and increase your lifestyle dramatically. It all boils down to simple math. Do you want to know how much money you should be making to be free? First of all, you need to know how much does it cost you to be alive with your current lifestyle. We'll call this lifestyle cost. In order to be free, your passive income needs to be at least double that of the lifestyle cost. If you are looking to actively earn your freedom by working, in order to be free, your active income needs to be at least 5 times the lifestyle cost. If being who you are costs you $50,000 a year, you need to bring in at least $250,000. Why? Because out of the $250,000, $50 will go towards expenses, and the remaining 80% needs to go towards buying yourself that freedom through investments. If you're poor right now, here's your to-do list. Number 1, learn new skills that immediately improve your market value. Number 2, start to build a system that does not rely on you to earn money on the side. Number 3, when the new money starts coming in, switch to the side project full time. Number 4, reinvest everything in the business while living below your means. Number 5, when the real money comes in, move it to alternative investments. Number 9, making $1 million a year doesn't mean anything. We all grew up with this idea of a millionaire, that $1 million was enough to set up you for life. Because it used to be true back in the 60s. Maybe it feels true if you live in a poor part of the world, and right now, believe you don't need much. The paradox is that only those who are earning in excess of $1 million per year realize that it's just a decent earning. Money is getting devalued every single year. Let us put this in perspective for you, with the US as the main example. As of the beginning of 2020, there were $1.75 trillion worth of notes in circulation. That's actual money bills out in the marketplace. 10. Becoming rich happens one step at a time. Poor people have always had this idea of striking it rich. Through unpredictable means, luck would come their way and bless them with financial riches. It's actually one of the reasons they became rich in the first place. It's because they understand how wealth is built, and you cannot leave this to chance. Pay close attention to how most poor people act with money. Notice their choices, notice their thinking. They have no problem spending $10, $50, or $100 on random unnecessary things, but scoff at the idea of earning $10, $50, or $100. That's too little money for them. But when they have it, they're quick to throw it away on vices or things they don't need. The simplest and cheapest way to create passive income is through investing in stock dividend-paying companies. You start small, move some of that money into dividend-paying companies that you know and trust, or do a stock dividend index fund. This way, your wealth grows, you will store value, but when these companies make money, you get paid as well. P.S. Never buy anything on credit that doesn't go towards making you more money. What are you doing buying a TV on credit? Why are you ready to do installment payments on the new PlayStation? Why are you borrowing money to buy a Starbucks coffee? Check out 40inbox.com. Master your money. And if you want to learn the 4 steps to make money online, go down below